Art Meets Jazz. It's the yearly fundraising event of the Montclair Arts Museum's African American Cultural Committee that supports MAM's Ben Jones Scholarship and related arts programming. The committee's producer and co-chair, Jonathan Lee, began producing AMJ 8 years ago in collaboration with WBGO's legend and NEA jazz master Dorthon Kirk, with influences from the successful Jazz Vespers series at Bethany Baptist Church. This year's concert is going to be spectacular. It's at the Montclair Art Museum and welcomes the Brandee Younger Trio Thursday, March 19th from 7 to 9 p.m. Doors will open for a pre-event reception at 6 p.m. And joining us today is the award-winning harpist, composer, and bandleader, Brandee Younger. Great to see you, Brandee.
Great to see you too, Doug. Thanks for having me today.
It's a busy time for you. I know not only do you have this event, but coming up on your tour, you're going to be in Atlanta, Florida, Japan, and Germany.
Oh, yeah, you saw that. We just came back from Europe, a nice, decent run in Europe, and it was freezing cold. Oh my gosh.
Well, it's hopefully not going to be freezing, although we've had to deal with a lot of snow here in New Jersey and New York over the past week for sure. But I hope you got through that okay.
Yeah, I was hoping for that second day of closures, but nope, everything was open.
The Montclair Art Museum's big event here, Art Meets Jazz. Obviously, you have been a big part of the music scene for a long time, but you know the importance of teaching young kids and getting kids the opportunities they need to learn about the arts and music. This is why you wanted to do this event, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think, and also whenever Dorothan calls, the answer is yes, of course.
You have a wonderful relationship with DK, don't you?
Absolutely. First, we met because of Courtney Bryan and doing the Jazz Vespers at Bethany Baptist Church. So I've been lucky enough to stay in her good graces this whole time.
And I've been lucky enough to know her for nearly 3 decades now, as she was one of the first people I met when I came to WBGO more than 27 years ago. And immediately she started talking to me about Rasan, and I didn't really even understand how you could play the sax since I played it in high school, how you could play three of them at the same time. She says, Here, she handed me a video of Rasan and said, Here, watch. And so I came back and said, Okay, now I'm in awe. Thanks for that.
That's funny. That's crazy.
Before we started this video, you were showing me Alice Coltrane's harp that you have at your place. Tell us about that.
I was, last year is something that the Coltrane Home and Estate dubbed the Year of Alice, where we did a host of concerts and talks and all of these Alice Coltrane related events. But one of the things that was a part of this event was the restoration of the harp. So I was lucky enough to not only, of course, have it restored and play it, but it came just in time for my album. So I ended up getting to record my album on the harp, which was really, really special.
I can only imagine. What was the feeling as you were plucking the strings of that harp?
This is not the first time I've played the harp. I played it some years ago for a wonderful event we did in LA. However, since it's been restored, it has a new neck, it has a new bass frame, it has new strings. I really feel like there was like this special unspoken permission given to me to really be able to have my own voice on it. I've had so much time to practice on it and to just spend time with it. It's not like, oh, hey, we're going to play this concert and that's it. It's I found my voice on the instrument, and so that's really, really special.
Well, also will be very special is this event coming up on the 19th of March at the Montclair Art Museum, Art Meets Jazz. Your trio will be there. What can we expect from the trio this night?
So we'll have Rashawn Carter on bass, Alan Mednard on drums, and we'll be playing lots of the new music from the new album, Gadabout Season. But of course, we will absolutely take care of your Alice Coltrane needs. And your Dorothy Ashby needs as well. So it'll be a lot of new music, but some oldies but goodies too.
The new album has received, great attention. Anything surprise you when you get response to a new album? I mean, is there any hesitation like, how will this be received? Or this is it, folks. This is me, like it or not.
Not surprising feedback, but um, because this album it's a little different than my past albums, people are always like, "Oh wow, this I like this." It's like a side of me that people you usually get it in the form of maybe one song or on someone else's album. So in this instance, there's a lot more of that focused and concentrated on one album. So that's the thing I think that's quite different than the other stuff.
Brandy, female artists have taken over the jazz genre, right? And I'm sure that you have noticed that headliners more and more are women. Why do you feel that now is the time for women to take over this music?
I don't think it's that women are taking it over. Women were always there. I think a lot of it is folks just opening their eyes to realizing like, no, you don't have to be a dude to play the music. And just noticing and being open to it and not having these preconceived notions that, oh, she plays saxophone, she's not a serious saxophone player, she plays bass, she can't be as good as that person. It's like totally not true. And I think just the more people see it, the more it's not a thing. And just like actually for me, people see me, they automatically assume I'm a singer because I'm a Black woman in music. Oh, you're a singer, you're a vocalist. I think the idea is to be able to see someone and not just assume that they're a singer because they're a woman. That we're instrumentalists too, we're composers too, we're all the things. So this is not a brag, it's literally about what you said. When I was nominated for the Grammy, I was the first Black woman nominated in that category. And although that's exciting, it's quite sad because it was best instrumental composition. So what is that saying? That we're all singers? That we're not writing music, So
Hmm.
that was a tough one to swallow. So I just think that the more people see it, the more it doesn't become this odd thing. And I don't think it seems odd, not from my vantage point. But
With
I'm
that
biased.
being, yeah, and with that being said, one of the purposes of the whole program that you're going to be performing for is to introduce young people to the music. And you're going to be a role model. They're going to see you not only as a woman of color playing an instrument, but also playing the harp and exposing them to maybe something they haven't thought about. How many kids have come up to you, during seeing you live and go, Can I do that?"
Well, you know what's crazy is because I'm not 20 anymore. It's to the point where I saw you play 15 years ago and then I started playing. Yeah, we're into that territory now. So, although at first I'm like, oh my gosh, am I that old? I'm like, wow. It really goes to show that representation is really, really important.
Now, we'll just talk a little bit about the scholarship because some people might not be aware. The Ben F. Jones Scholarship is dedicated to promoting diversity in the arts and is available for high school students through age 20 to teen ages 13 to 17 or adult ages 18 plus, and the MAM School of Art classes and workshops. The scholarship covers tuition and art supplies needed for the class. Award recipients receive a 1 year membership to the museum. If you're not familiar with Ben F. Jones, he's an artist, activist, and educator who uses his art to bring awareness to the plight of humanity throughout the world. He's a native of Patterson and co-founded the African American Cultural Committee at MAM 40 years ago. His artwork is the museum's collection and has his mural Envision and Power Embrace, and it was exhibited in 2018, 2019. When you were going through school, who was the person, the educator, that recognized early on, wow, she's She's talented. She's got it. She's got it. And who was that person?
I don't know if I had anyone in school that said that. However, I did have some of the most influential teachers. Um, I had a social studies teacher. I had a Spanish teacher who she was so dignified, and she would really just sort of lecture us every day in Spanish. Sometimes when she got really mad, she would speak in English to us, um, about how important it is to take your work seriously, how you speak, your grammar in English, even though most of it was in Spanish, and to read and to learn. And she's someone that, these lectures oh my God, every day, it just kind of would stick because, kids can be rowdy, especially when you're a teenager. They don't want to hear that. But she had a major influence. And then it goes without saying, our music teachers, our music wing in our school was our safe haven. We were spending our lunch break in our music teacher's office. Literally, they couldn't have a break. They're eating sandwiches and we're in their face. We're playing Sir Duke. We used to have to play that Sir Duke horn line every term. Didn't matter what instrument you played. I was playing trombone at the time. Do you know how hard that is? I was like struggling through it. But I think the music teachers are the ones that really, in their own tough way, believed in all of us, literally all of us, and let us know in their way that we could do it, but we have to push harder and push harder and push harder, and don't give up, and don't wear a do-rag on your head, and don't wear sweatpants.
You know,
Like, that was all a part of it.
immediately when you were talking there, it brought me back to a conversation that I had recently at the Louis Armstrong House Museum. They had an exhibit going on through the end of this month calling the Corona Collection, and they talked about how Louis and Lucille in the neighborhood would inspire young kids, you know, be great. You're going to do great things. And they had a lot of people there, doctors, you know, politicians and all people that are of great importance who were inspired at a young age by the Armstrongs. And it can have such a big, impact on your life. I want to know, what did you learn from DK through the years that you've used?
Oh my gosh. First of all, she's persistent. And if
She
there's
certainly
something,
is.
because life can get really busy, you can get distracted with just life things, and it's easy to just sort of not necessarily drop the ball on things, but just accept that, okay, that's not going to happen, and move on, move on. And she is like this very consistent, unwavering force that is something I'm like, okay, I definitely need to be her when I grow up. And I definitely need to dress like her when I grow up. And and I definitely need to carry myself like her when I grow up, because it's like she has this presence that is consistent regardless of what's happening. It's like, how can I get some of that?
Force and present, great way to describe Dorthon Kirk, because all you have to do is spend an afternoon with her, and you'll feel the energy. You'll also learn a lot from DK when you sit down and talk to her, because her knowledge of not only jazz but every community that she's a part of, from the Houston area, and then becoming a major part of the area in and around Newark and South Orange and places like that.
And
When
also, one more thing, Doug. Sorry. One thing that no one really talks about is when people make you feel comfortable. She's not someone that it's so intimidating that, oh, I can't speak to her. I feel uncomfortable. I don't know what to say. She makes you feel comfortable. And that is really important, especially for younger folks. I'm done. I'm zipped. I'm zipped.
Another great thing about this concert is indeed it's at the Montclair Art Museum. And so not only do you experience the music there, but especially if kids come, they may be in the museum for the first time ever. These wonderful facilities that we have in New Jersey, including MAM, sometimes don't get the attention that they deserve because it's when people hear the word museum, they think of old, but there's always exciting exhibits going on.
Absolutely. There's so much new, I was about to say new music. There's so much new art and so many incredible artists that their output is just, it's incredible.
You mentioned you want to dress like DK. You, you are a fashionista already.
You know, I'm just going to say thank you to that.
Absolutely. And obviously you didn't return the favor because as you know, I'm on the cover of GQ next week. But
You are in a hat and a shirt and a tie on this morning. You look fabulous. I don't like clothes. I don't like to think about clothes. For tour, I essentially have a uniform now.
and what is that?
It's this wonderful designer from New Jersey. Her name is Marissa Wilson, and she designed, I have about maybe 12 of her pieces now. So I rotate those, and it really helped take stress off of what am I going to wear? What am I going to wear?
What is the song that you will play on the 19th that will mean the most to you?
That will mean the most to me. Oh my gosh, Doug. We're gonna play the album, the title track of the album, Gadabout Season, which is all about finding joy along the journey of life. Sometimes life can take a dip and it just takes a lot more work to find joy. And so it's really just about intentionally finding those happy moments. So I think that's my fave for our
Great
set.
message to bring along in this time of our world where we need happy and strong messages of hope and togetherness. So we appreciate your time today, Brandee Younger. Her trio will be performing on March 19th at the Montclair Art Museum. It's Art Meets Jazz, and it's a yearly fundraising event that is from the African American Cultural Committee for MAM and supports the Ben Jones Scholarship. You want to be there, and you want to be a part of this, and you want to make sure that you register at montclairmuseum.org. Brandee Younger, you are a breath of fresh air on a kind of overcast day here in New Jersey. Thanks for
Thank
joining us today.
you. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to the 19th.